You could have never even seen a Waffle House, and you already know Waffle House is open 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, and they serve breakfast. Why do you know they serve breakfast? Because their name is fucking Waffle House.
If you got a problem, just give me a ring. I'll fix it with my speed. You get the anti-hero guarantee, the one you can trust with heavy drops to hit and heroes in the house, and we don't quit.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's doing blah. Alright, well, I wanted to watch this video specifically because I do like Waffle House. It's a pretty fun place sometimes, and the food's pretty good, and it's open all night, all day, especially even after natural disasters. It's convenient. It's like a more exciting Denny's and a way more exciting IHOP. Anyway, I'm gonna react to this. You gotta love the fat. You gotta love the fat electrician. I didn't realize he changed his. Did he change his channel name? No, did he? No. Did he not? No, okay. It's just another channel of his. But you know, same thing. It's still the same guy. Anyway, if this does end up on YouTube, I'll put the link to the description. I'll put the link of the original description. In the description. And I'm probably going to pin it too. So, yeah. So let's get started.
Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you. I actually debated on which channel I was going to upload this video on because on one hand, we're going over a business and the business model that it has, but on the other hand, this restaurant is basically the Roman Colosseum of the South, and
I
I'm pretty
agree.
sure if you eat there enough, you actually get a deployment patch from the US military. Regardless, I wore my schnazziest tank top for the occasion.
That's a good ass tank top.
Today we're talking about Waffle House. Okay, just to be completely clear with everybody, I was pretty sure I was not going to get caught off guard because Waffle House is already absolutely crazy. I started looking into it and then found out that Waffle House is somehow connected to the Manhattan Project from World War II. So,
Okay. So how does Waffle House relate to nukes? That is my question. How does it relate to nukes? Yes.
they managed to actually surprise me, and we're going to get to it right after a word from our sponsor. Yeah, babe, what's up?
Hey, I need a boombox.
Okay, I can go get you one.
Boombox?
All right, I'll go get it now. Love you.
Love you.
All right, bye.
1 hour later.
Where's that boombox that I asked for?
Where's
Oh, it's
the
right here.
boombox?
I got it for you.
There you go.
What is this?
The boombox.
It goes.
No,
Boom.
I wanted something to play music with.
Oh, that kind of boombox. Yeah, I got this instead.
Okay, we'll go
It
to the
makes
store and get me
music.
a boombox so I can listen to music.
Can I keep this one still?
I don't care.
This video is brought to you by Delete Me, okay? Super simple business model. You give them money, they turn around and they make sure that online data brokers are not
But where does the boombox come in? How does?
selling your personal information online. Okay, here's the deal. Pretty much anytime you use a free service on the internet and you click that little box that says, I agree to the terms and conditions, you've basically just agreed to allow them to harvest as much of your personal information as humanly possible. They then turn around and sell that to online data brokers, and that's how they can afford to offer you a free service. But when you have Delete Me, they go and they monitor all of these online data brokers for your personal information, and then if they find it, they submit all the opt-out forms on your behalf, so they have to take down and stop selling that information. So when you buy Delete Me, you're not actually buying anything, you're
I really need to do that.
just buying your way out of all the negative consequences of all the free shit that you've already gotten. And because they continue to monitor those data brokers, you're buying yourself out of all the future negative consequences of all the free shit that you haven't even gotten yet. So if you want to give Delete Me a try, there's going to be a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video.
Yay!
All right, Waffle House. Our story begins with a gentleman by the name of Tom Faulkner. This man graduated from law school at
Faulkner. Also, hey, Karina, how you doing?
23 years old, passed the bar, and immediately gets drafted in 1940 in the days leading up to World War II. Because he graduated from college, he's presented with two different options. He can A, go straight into officer training, and that's a 3-year commitment, or he can just be a normal draftee and go in as an enlisted
Oh, I'm doing good. I just want to learn about Waffle House because it is a very exciting place, especially at night.
soldier, and that is a 1-year commitment. Now you got to remember, at this point in time, like 1940, while World War II is currently going on, America's not involved yet. The attack on Pearl Harbor has not happened, and
Not
prior
yet.
to the attack on Pearl Harbor, the American people did not want to go to war. Because of that, Tom Faulkner figures, hey, we're not actually going off to war. I don't want to waste 3 years of my time just being in the military, not actually, fighting a war or whatever. So he chooses to be a draftee. Goes into the military as an enlisted soldier, E1 private. From there, goes off to basic
From the
training.
bottom.
As soon as he gets through basic training, the attack on Pearl Harbor ends up happening. America
Damn.
enters the war. He immediately opts to go into OCS training and commits for 3 years. After he completes the officer training course, he actually gets slotted to be a counterintelligence officer where he does, and I quote, a lot of top secret stuff.
You see, my identity must remain mysterious and my mission secret. I cannot reveal it
I
to
love
you.
Beverly
You can
Hills
actually tell
Ninja.
in the interviews that he gave later on in his life, like in his 70s, 80s, and 90s, that he's still not sure what he is and what he isn't allowed to talk about. But he did end up telling us that basically it was his job to try to sneak onto military bases, not as military personnel. So he would basically disguise himself as like a painter or a carpenter or whatever and try to infiltrate a U.S. military base to expose weaknesses within the system to help counteract enemy spies. So
So it's like a classic. It's just like, all right. It's like black and white hacking. White hackers hack that are hired to hack people's websites or security, see if any flaws. But in this case spy form. Okay.
So he does that for a couple of years, and then one day he ends up getting orders like, hey, you're going to Knoxville, Tennessee. And he's like, okay, for what? And they're like, don't fucking worry about it, just show up. So he shows up in Tennessee, and
Don't
he's
worry
getting his
about
orders.
it.
And those orders, I'm paraphrasing here, but they're essentially, hey, here's your partner. You two are going to hop in that truck, and you are going to drive it from Knoxville, Tennessee to Los Alamos, New Mexico. You guys are going to dress in plain clothes. You're not going to look at what's inside the truck. You're not going to talk about what's inside the truck.
he's
You're
got
going to
some
take
nice
this
sleeves.
map and take that exact route. This route avoids every major city and every major highway. You are going to drive straight there 53 hours straight, taking turns sleeping in the passenger seat and not stopping for any reason whatsoever. And he does this for the next year and a half, pretty much non-stop. And then like 20, 30 years after the fact, he finds out that he was actually hauling the majority of the enriched uranium for all of the nuclear testing and the building of nuclear weapons. Which, as we all know, brings about the end of World War II, at which point he gets out of the military, moves back home to Atlanta, Georgia, starts helping his dad out with his real estate agency. Now he does that for about 10 years, and during
for
this
real
time he
estate
ends up
at the
selling
time?
the house right next door to his to another guy by the name of Joe Rogers, and they pretty much become best friends. Joe Rogers was also an Army veteran. He was actually a pilot that flew B-24s in World War II. When Joe got back home after the war, he did not want to go off to college, so he actually just took the first job that he was offered, being a short order cook at a now defunct restaurant chain
That is a mood. Like whatever. Whoever calls me first, whoever claims me, you got me.
known as Waffle House. He worked his way up, becoming a restaurant manager, then eventually becoming a regional manager. And then one day his neighbor and best friend, Tom Faulkner, real estate agent, always looking for the next investment, comes to him and is like, hey, I'm thinking about opening up my own restaurant. I can get the real estate deal going on that side. I just wanted to know, like, if I opened up and bought a franchise of Waffle
Wait, what do you mean? What the hell is that? Oh, what are you asking?
House, would you be willing to run it for me? Now at this point, it's like 1954, 1955. Joe Rogers has a ton of experience inside the restaurant industry, and he basically tells his best friend, like,
What? I don't know. Oh, that's a framed pause on.
hey, don't open a Waffle House. You should start your own thing. Waffle House's business model isn't that great. If you start your own restaurant, I will help you run it. He then goes off on vacation with his family, and by the time he comes back, Tom Faulkner has already bought the real estate and comes to Rogers and is like, cool, what's the business we're starting?
We're learning about how Waffle House started. All right, Waffle House. They're more common down south. All right, that's why they're more. It's like a very you'll see a lot of them in Florida, and on its way to Texas, like that bottom it's southern as fuck.
Where's Pancake's house?
What?
We stop at Pancake's house.
And within the span of like 6 months, the very first of what is now the legendary restaurant chain of Waffle House opened.
Okay, the thing about a Waffle House is it is like no matter the natural disaster, Waffle House will be open. It's 24/7s. And the servers will fight back. They will fight back if you mess with them. It is literally where the strongest goes. All right? Goku will lose a fight at Waffle House.
And Waffle House is legendary, probably for all the wrong reasons. I mean, even if you've never been to a Waffle House, you've heard about Waffle House because, well, I mean, Kid Rock got in a fight there.
Oh, there we
got
go.
Haley Booth, the viral Waffle House cook known as the last chairbender.
He parried the chair.
There's entire subreddits and YouTube channels almost exclusively dedicated to all the fights that break out at Waffle House. I remember the first time I went to a Waffle House, I stretched first, I grabbed a GoPro, I was ready to yell World Star, Nothing exciting happened. I just had delicious breakfast at like 3 o'clock in the morning, which is probably 99% of people's experiences because despite all of the negative PR, Waffle House makes a ton of money and has an incredible business model. Okay, Waffle House had about $1.4 billion in revenue last year, which is about $650,000 per location. And when you take into consideration that each Waffle House is absolutely tiny, that's really impressive. Out of their 2,100 tiny Waffle House locations, their yearly stats are 58 million cups of coffee, 124 million waffles, 153 million servings of hash browns, 272 million eggs, which is about 2% of all the eggs consumed in the United States of America, and 85 million strips of bacon. Yes, I did the math. That is about 8,000 miles worth of bacon.
Yo, damn.
I worry what you just heard was, give me a lot of bacon and eggs. What I said was, give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
So Waffle House is obviously doing something right. What exactly are they doing? Well, it all comes down to their business model and their branding. Now, with the Waffle House branding, all the negative PR about fights always breaking out at Waffle House.
It's not a negative PR. That's like an exciting PR. That is spicy PR.
In a way has actually helped them out a ton because Waffle House, by and large, is pretty much a regional chain. It's primarily down in the South. Yet, Waffle House has become a household name pretty much everywhere in America. You could have never even seen a Waffle House and you already know Waffle House is open 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, and they serve breakfast. Why do you know they serve breakfast? Because their name is fucking Waffle House. I mean, look at this sign. You're driving.
I didn't know he was going to say it, but it's in the name.
Driving down the road, you see that, you know everything you need to know. They sell breakfast. The end. Do that with another breakfast place. If you're not from there and you don't know what a Denny's or a Perkins or an IHOP is, you have no idea. It's just
know what
a
fucking
restaurant,
Perkins is.
maybe. Waffle House, they're selling waffles, which means there's like a 99% chance they sell other breakfast food. Fucking sold. I'm in. So already, the branding is absolutely incredible, but here's the true genius of it. Why did they call it Waffle House? Why didn't they call it Breakfast House or Bacon House or Hash Brown House? It's because waffles had the highest profit margin. I cannot stress to you enough how absolutely genius that is, right? Because you don't need to sell breakfast, all right? Everybody's already in on breakfast, okay? I could be blackout drunk at 4 in the morning, and you could ask me, hey, do you want breakfast? I'm coming up like the Undertaker every single time.
Oh.
And then you go, the only thing open right now is Waffle House. Okay, I was already sold on breakfast from the get-go, but because Waffle House is where we're going, guess what I'm getting? A motherfucking waffle, and they're making more money.
Let's go.
It makes sense that Tom Faulkner was a counterintelligence officer because the man literally said 2 words and has already subconsciously tricked you into ordering the most expensive thing on the menu that makes him the most
fucking spy is now. He knows an intelligence officer is like, you know what's the intelligent move? Waffles.
money. So the branding of Waffle House is both simple and brilliant, and the rest of the business model matches that to a T. Okay, all Waffle Houses are
I think I'm getting
virtually
Waffle House
They're
after
very
work tonight.
small. They only seat like 30 people, and you can actually see the cook making you your food. Now, at a glance, you're just like, oh, they're just going for that like 1950s drive-through type of a vibe, which they are, but there's way more to it than that. Because the restaurant is so small, the kitchen never has the opportunity to get bogged down, meaning that they're moving tables very, very quickly. So
Fair.
instead of having one kitchen and 100 customers, you've got one kitchen and 30 customers, and you can just turn those tables over 3 times faster, which pretty much guarantees that every customer is going to get exactly what they wanted. Okay, they're not going in there for 5-star dining. They're going in there because they're hungry and they want breakfast, and now they're going to get breakfast really quick in a small setting that doesn't feel like a packed restaurant where they have to wait in line to be seated. And it'll just
You know, Waffle House 3 a.m. is like the chillest, is like the chillest vibe ever. Just you're just sitting there. And it depends. You be talking to the cooks. You be talking to the waiter. Hell, sometimes you be talking to the dude next to you. Even though generally I'm a quiet person, it's when my friend is with me is when we start talking to everyone.
You're thinking, what if one Waffle House just reaches its maximum capacity, right? What if it's just completely full with a line out the door 24/7 every day of the year? Waffle House surely would build a bigger Waffle House, right? No, we're gonna take the same parking lot and right next to that first Waffle House, we're gonna build a second fucking Waffle House, okay? The plan is working, and if it's not broke, don't fix it. Which is one of those things that seems dumb, but is actually brilliant. So obviously speed is key to this business.
That is pretty funny. All right. We gotta open up the second Waffle House. We got too many customers.
Business model, and they've done themselves a big favor with their menu because their menu is overwhelmingly simple, okay? It's literally one side of one piece of paper. Okay, the entire menu is comprised of like 10 things. They have waffles, sausage, bacon, ham, eggs, toast, biscuits, gravy, butter, and syrup. Guess how many
Their burgers are also pretty good too.
flavors of syrup they have? One, it's fucking syrup flavored syrup. The entire menu is simple, exactly how it's supposed to be. Oh, sorry, they have hash browns.
It's a very American breakfast. It is like the most classic American breakfast you could think of. It is like you're there for breakfast. Though their dinner options are okay too, which I'm a big, sandwich and burger guy.
Too. Sorry, 11 things, not 10. Anyways, moving on. Another reason they do so good is they actually might be the best fast food chain when it comes to taking care of their employees. They pay them higher than average, they have super flexible schedules, and they're one of, if not the only fast food chain that actually offers all their employees healthcare and dental insurance. Okay, and I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, but really, how good are they actually treating the Waffle House employees? I got the one stat that's everything you need to know, okay? Waffle House treats their employees so well that employees are willing to commute into a natural disaster to work at a different Waffle House when the occasion arises.
That is fair. I've seen that.
Yeah, Waffle House is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and they fucking mean it, okay? Whenever there's like a hurricane coming or some type of impending natural disaster, Waffle House organizes what they call a jump team, a bunch of Waffle House employees from a different region that's gonna be unaffected because they know that their local employees are gonna be busy taking care of their own family and their own houses during a hurricane, so they bring in teams from outside the region to work inside of a natural fucking disaster, and they're willing to do it.
I never
Your special ops Waffle House team.
said thank you.
And you'll never have to.
Okay, McDonald's can barely get their employees to show up on a good day, and Waffle House has employees volunteering to commute into a fucking hurricane to make breakfast. And this is the most impressive part of the business because Waffle House has the best logistics and preparedness of any company I've ever seen ever. The only entity that beats them in logistical capacity is the United States military. Waffle House is literally ready for absolutely anything. Every single Waffle House has the playbook inside of it that details exactly how the staff is supposed to handle literally any type of emergency or situation that could possibly arise. And if for some reason the situation comes across that isn't in that playbook, after it happens, they immediately add it to the playbook. It covers tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, a hole in the roof from a branch falling, a car driving into the restaurant. You can drive a car into Waffle House and they're still planning on staying open. The playbook even has...
Look, they're prepared for everything. Every emergency, whatever. They will fight back. They will continue working. There could be dead people outside. They'd be just like, all right, let's get back to work.
Has detailed plans for every type of disaster for what the local employees, while they're not working, should go home and do to make sure that their house and their family are safe as well. Every single Waffle House has a backup generator. The stovetop, it runs on propane, and they have a bunch of extra propane tanks on hand. Flashlights, candles, batteries, backup water. They have a special menu of what they're able to serve when the water is out and they're running on reserve water. When a Waffle House location is going to be in a disaster area, that Waffle House stocks up on extra extra food, and then all of the neighboring locations in the unaffected area also stock up and stage food there to get them more food when they need it. If Waffle House is a standing structure, those motherfuckers are serving breakfast come hell or high water.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving!
Waffle House is so good at this that FEMA uses them to gauge how bad
the
natural
Waffle House
disasters really
Index.
are. Yes, FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, literally uses the Waffle House Index
Let's
to gauge
go.
how bad a disaster is. Okay, green, Waffle House is running as normal. Yellow, Waffle House is using the backup generator or having to use an altered menu. Red, Waffle House is closed. People are probably already fucking dead by that point. Waffle House is literally the Terminator of the fast food industry, okay? The fact that the federal government, probably the most powerful entity on the planet, maybe ever, looks at a chain of restaurants and is like, man, if Waffle House is closed, we need to mobilize the National Guard is fucking crazy. Now, maybe you guys are thinking the same thing I was at this point in my research, and I'm like, man, I need to invest in this company. I need to see if I can open up my own Waffle House franchise. This company's awesome. And this is where the bad news comes in. I mean, technically you can franchise a Waffle House, but most of us probably can't. The company is privately owned. It's not on the
That's
stock
fair.
market. It's still owned by the
Look, you can't run like that on a franchise. It is going to have to be privately owned.
families of the original two founders. And while they do allow franchises, they are super picky about who they let buy in to have a franchise, and they make it very, very expensive to buy in to make sure this is actually what you want. And while that is unfortunate, I think it's actually kind of awesome. It's a company that actually has morals and cares about their image more than they care about next quarter's profits, okay? It's a company that has committed themselves to making breakfast under any circumstances, and they're gonna see that through till the very end, even though they could probably make way more money by just selling franchises and letting whoever the fuck throw up a Waffle House. And now for the fairy tale ending, Joe and Tom worked together as best friends for 62 years to build Waffle
Wholesome. That's wholesome as fuck.
House into what it is today. They both passed away at the ages of 97 and 98, and now Waffle
They
House
long
and their
lived.
legacy lives on as that company is still being operated by their kids, and that is the American dream. Get together with one of your best friends, pick a goal, even if it's something as simple as serving breakfast to people, and never let anything get in between you and achieving your goal, even hurricanes and floods and natural disasters, apparently. Work with your best buddy for 62 years straight, and then die together and hand it off to your kids. In conclusion, Waffle House is the most American company ever, and that's why I love it. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
You know what?
Just two homies that dedicated their life to serving my drunk ass breakfast at 3 a.m. I'm gonna get teary-eyed next time I go to a Waffle House.
That's wholesome as fuck. That's a wholesome as fuck story, you know? Just two war veterans. We, as Donkey said, we're having waffles. Now I seriously don't know what to do. Also, if this does end up on my reaction end up on YouTube, just I'll have the link to the original video in the description, you know. I'll have the link in the description and pinned comment. What? Just remember, like, subscribe, comment on this. Originally, I thought it was, you know, like Honest Fat Electrician channel, so I'm not subscribed to this one. Okay.
That platinum chain with them diamonds in it. Where'd you get that Magnum Benz with them windows tinted? Who them girls you be with when you be riding through? Man, I ain't got nothing to prove. I paid my dues, breaking the rules and shake fools while I'm taking the cruise. Tell me who's your weed man and how do you smoke so good? You's a superstar, boy. Why you still up in the hood? What in the world is in that bag? What you got in that bag? A couple of cans of whoop ass. You did a good ass job of just eyeing me, spying me. I got my swing Glock 40. Cock back. Me and my homie. get it. That's 80,000 bucks gone. Where in the fuck did you spend it? You must have eyes on your back, cause you got money to the ceiling. And the bigger the cap, the bigger the feeling, the better I'm feeling. The more that I'm chilling, willing, drilling, and killing them. Who's that bucket naked cook, fixing 3-course meals? Getting goosebumps when a body taps the 6-inch heel. What in the world is in that room? What you got in that room? A couple of gats, a couple of knives, couple of rats, a couple of wives. Now it's time to choose. Big Glock 40, got back, me and my homie. So drop that. With the top back, so much money, you can't stop. Are you custom made, custom paid, or you just custom fitted? PlayStation 2 up in the ride, is that Lorenzo Kitted? Is that your wife, your girlfriend, or just your main bitch? You take a